Okay, this is the first of the 2021 garden videos, starting on the western fence, and this is rosemary in bloom. I've been enjoying putting that into various cooking dishes all year, summer, winter long. Leeks in here. This is yet another experiment to grow alliums because my last ones turned out so well. Obviously, this is third year for these ones, and I still haven't done anything. I built the benches this year, and I'm using them for fabric bags, obviously. So I have lettuces along the back row, squash here, geranium, scented geranium. The overwintering of geraniums was a bust. All that stuff and nothing came of it. So anyway, lettuces. That is parsley back there. That is the cat in the lettuce and lily thing. This is naked lady lilies and lettuces that are actually now ready to be harvested, which is kind of nice. The lettuces back there are doing okay. Obviously, some better than others. The curly doing better than the non-curly. Pots, not worth it. Cat, I'm going to get you. I don't want you in those pots. Here, come over here with us. All winter long, I meant to figure out whether or not I should cut hydrangea. It's now too late, obviously. It is May 15th. Spider plants will overwinter outside. They don't look much different from coming up. That's a new one. That's an old one coming up. That one spent the winter outdoors. The one across the yard spent the winter indoors, and you can't really tell much of a difference. So those can stay outdoors. Hydrangea is looking like it's going to leaf out nicely. I only had one flower last year. These are the most predictable. Yellow azalea just coming in, and it's sad to say I just now noticed that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. These were transplanted here as really stunted last year, and they look like they're coming up very nicely. That one's going to be just spectacular again. These two did really well last year, so they look really good. Here around the pole, I took out everything else. There's some brass buttons back in there. Hopefully those will come up as ground cover. These hostas are doing nicely. Again, this is the 15th of May, and it's only been in the last week that they started unfurling, so they're doing really nicely as far as unfurling. That one's behind everybody else naturally. It always has been. And there's nothing in here except the fake flowers, so gotta figure out something to do, but of course I don't think there's anything in here besides fake flowers. No, nothing's fake flowers in there. Once the hosta get going, that will take over that one. I can fill in some annuals maybe. These two ferns are the only ones that have stayed put. The others have gone down to fern corner down there, and they're doing well. This thing looks like it needs to be broken up. It's going to be enormous. It's really dense. So I have a hunch hosta aficionados would say the thing needs to be separated at the end of the year. We'll try and remember to do that. Put a note in the journal. Separate. These two are going to be real pretty again. You see, the more I look at it, the more I love that one back there. It's just so pretty. This is the same variety as the slow one down there, and it's also, and so is that one. And so these are considerably behind those, these kinds. And I really love this, but that one is so far my favorite, I think. It's really beautiful. The camellias did really well this year. Look at all that beautiful growth. This year I do want to, at the end of the season, I'm going to trim those up so that they're more tree than bush. Using the flake flowers in here really gives you a nice feeling of fullness even before the hosta come up, so I like that. These are doing really nicely. That's the nicest that's ever looked, that one back there. And it's amazing what fertilizer does. And this is the only fern that didn't get moved. And look at it, it's doing really well. Fertilizer, brass buttons at its base. I don't know. I have no idea. This one again is the same variety as those that are coming up slowly, so it's back. Brass buttons here are doing really nicely. Fern corner is just astonishing. That thing I moved from down by the pole, and look at it. And these are better than they've ever looked. 5 years. The daisies look like they're ready to be separated again too. Wow. Wow. The heuchera, that's the only thing left of any of the heuchera. And so far the leaves look healthy. That cilantro experiment, it just, nothing does as well as in the fabric bags. You'd think I would learn, but now I have all these pots, so I gotta do something with them. I may end up doing with them like I do with the fake flowers, just fill them with full of fake flowers and enjoy them that way. Petunias. I have petunias there, and one in the ground. That's it as far as annuals this year. The tomatoes are looking quite nice. This thing is looking better than it ever has before. So it's finally in a happy place, but boy is it taking a long time. Those were my daffodils, and that's all that I got this year. There were some little purple crocus kind of things in there too. The white azalea I whacked back significantly, and it's come back quite beautifully, and it's a really nice touch against the oh, listen, I knew that word. These are my petunias up here, and I can't imagine they'll last very long in the baskets, but I'm hoping. And they're supposed to be the ones that they're called wave petunias, and they're supposed to be the ones that spread out and then should drape, so I'm hoping on that one. That tomato is doing really, really, really well. The others are little cherry tomatoes, and this one is a yellow tomato. See if I can get back in there. Move. Thank you. These are called yellow pear tomatoes. Full size, it says 2 inches. I think that's what it says. God. Yes, 2 inches. Oh, jeez. If I look at the right part of my glasses, I can read it. 2 inches, it says, is full size. So not full size tomatoes, but not cherries either. Again, the daisies are doing really well. I gotta find somebody who wants some daisies. Hens and chickens, not so much. Don't know what's going on with them or why they keep getting themselves uprooted, but they do. The roses I whacked back apparently like you're supposed to, and they've come back very, very nicely. You know, the dark red ones back there are even blooming. Moved all the iris to back along the house and just barely in the soil. Hopefully they'll get some blooms someday. Did add 2 new ones, as noted in the journal, a yellow with white fall and a blue with white fall. Lots of blooms on this. This is one of those gone rogue hybrids, and it's gone back to rootstock, as are those. I think that one back there is the only one that hasn't gone rogue. And of course the Rio Samba here, it hasn't gone rogue, but obviously I thought until just now, I thought this was a sucker, but it's got a bud on it, so. That one is another one that came up from roots when I moved from everything from back there to the front. That came up on the rootstock. This is the hybrid, so that pretty much speaks to itself. These are all daisies, and this last year was 2 relatively small circles, so obviously I need to do something with some daisies. That's one of the new iris back there. This poor little thing, after 4 years, is still hanging on. It has purple blooms. Well, it had purple blooms when it was in the shade. I thought it was dead last year. It came back. It looks like it should be dead, but it's still growing, so I don't know. What are you doing? You can't run off. Oh, you can hide back there. Sure, you can hide back there. The lily turf. Look at the size of this lily turf. It's absolutely huge. It's absolutely huge, and this is a really pretty view because you can see the California poppies down there, which started blooming maybe 10 days ago, and they're just spectacular. So that's the garden this year. I'll go up here. Oh, this was the overwintered um, spider plant, and I put it out too early, and all the babies died off. But it's coming back, so apparently I can leave these out here, just put them by the bedroom window, and they'll be fine. So this is the yard this year. We'll start here at the back door and go around, and it looks really good. I'm very pleased with it. Very pleased with the hosta. The baskets are the only way I can keep color going on the fence, so I'm just going to keep those. And that's that.